I could never really bring myself to become a real fan of Allen Iverson, the basketball player, because in the end, he was mostly a solo act. He was, as I often called him, and I meant this more humorously than painfully, but he was me, myself, and Iverson. That was my, and again, to me, he was more dedicated to scoring than winning, to becoming a star than a champion. That was me, myself, and Iverson. And again, as much as I respected the guts and the heart and the toughness you just talked about, in the end, I liked what he said yesterday. He said, I thank all my teammates for all the sacrifices they made so that I could be in this Hall of Fame. They did, because a lot of times they just watched him play basketball. He was the quote-unquote point guard who was going to win 4 scoring championships, and 4 times he took the most shots of anybody in the league that year. So to me, it's an oxymoron to call Allen Iverson a point guard. It's a contradiction in terms because he's not really the point guard. He averaged 6 assists a game for his career. He had 1 8-assist year.
That's pretty good, Skip.
It's decent, but a lot of them came by accident. He got stuck at the shot clock and had to kick it to somebody who made a shot.
Okay, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
How was he going to average 8 to 10 assists throwing the ball to George Hill, Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Tyrone Hill? Tell me how he's going to get to 10.
You can get those guys involved more, and Larry Brown did a phenomenal job of coaching Allen Iverson's team to 1 finals in which they lost in 5 to the LA
And these are the
Lakers.
guys that he took to the finals.
I got it.
So he has to get some
job.
He has to get some credit. Yeah, he has Dikembe Mutombo, but Mutombo was not known as an offensive weapon. He's more known for his defense, hence the 4 defensive MVPs.
Yep.
Skip, to be the size that he was and to be able to do the things that he did, nobody his size in the history of the game could score the ball like he could. He had to score, because if he didn't score, there weren't going to be any scoring.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think the players that's in the league have a greater appreciation for what he did and who he was, as opposed to the fans that watched him play. Because the people that played against him and the people that admire him that's now playing in the NBA, they heap praise upon Allen Iverson because they know.
In fact, I've heard some greats, I'm not going to name them because these were sort of off-the-record comments, but they put him in the Michael Jordan category.
He was. I think LeBron James says he is our Michael Jordan.
Right.
And so that, I mean, for LeBron James, I mean, think about all the guys we see. Russell Westbrook, we see LeBron, we see D-Wade, we see a lot of guys with the sleeve. He started that.
Okay, but he was, to your point, he was the first NBA equivalent of a hip-hop artist,
Yes,
right?
yes.
He brought that whole community to the NBA. And yet, if I want hip-hop artists, I'm going to listen to Lil Wayne,
Right.
our man Lil Wayne. If I want to watch winning basketball, this is just me, I'm going to watch my San Antonio Spurs. Some people think they're boring, but I love the way they share the ball. That phrase was never uttered by Allen Iverson, share the ball. He was mostly a solo act, and it was some solo act. And he brought a new vibe to the NBA that I think even the commissioner in the end appreciated, even though he had to change the dress code. I get that. But he changed the face of the NBA.
Absolutely.
In a good way, not a bad way, even though he had his off-the-court issues, just like some hip-hop artists do almost.
Yes, he when he came with the braids, the do-rag, the baggy jeans, the Timberlands, the gold chains, everybody's like, wow, I want to be like, all the guys came in, so everybody started dressing like that. Everybody started wearing the FUBU and the Mecca and the Sean John. It was because of Allen Iverson.
Right.
He made it cool, because you think here's these guys making millions of dollars, and they're dressing like a casual black guy walking the streets in New York and Detroit and Chicago. And it's like, wow. That's why they related to him so much. When you saw Michael Jordan, he was always suited. You never saw Michael Jordan in a pair of jeans. I don't think I've ever seen Michael Jordan.
In fact,
now you do.
I covered Jordan's Bulls teams.
Yeah.
He would make us wait for his post-game interview for maybe half hour to 45 minutes because he insisted on getting suited up to the nines, you know, like all the way to the earring, you know, get it all right, because he wanted to present that image every night after every game.
It was just, and Allen Iverson was like, this is who I am. I'm a jeans, Timberland boots, do-rag wearing,
I got
gold chain hanging,
Yep.
a jean outfit guy. That's what I am. But I tell you what, tomorrow night, I'm going to light somebody up again for another 30. So I enjoyed watching him play. I had the pleasure of getting the opportunity to see him play and know him a little bit. The first thing I thought when I saw him, I'm like, that can't be Allen Iverson. Ain't no way he's that small. And you get next to him and you're like, how? How do you play against Shaq and Alonzo Mourning and all these big guys, Karl Malone?
Yep.
And he's like, if you didn't know he was Allen Iverson, you weren't a fan of the game, and he walked in, there's no way you think he was an NBA player.
No.
But, man, on the court, he was lightning quick. He steal the ball. He played. That's one thing. You might not say he liked to practice, but he didn't cheat you. He didn't cheat you on the court, though. I can honestly say that. He gave it everything he had, and he left it all on the court.